This is the Unleashed Voice for the LGBTQ community, where I'm sitting here beside two survivors. I'm sitting here with Miracle Johnson and Mildred Richard Edwards. So,
hold on, before you go back into the show, we just want to let the listeners know, if you're interested in obtaining a subscription to the Unleashed Voice magazine, you can go to www.tuvmag.com. Sign up for your subscription and we will mail it to you. They are only $1.99 plus $3 shipping and handling. And we'll get those to you. We're going to start sending out our mail subscriptions on the 1st of December, so you will get your January, February edition early. It's a hot magazine. And before you go back to Mildred and Miracle, I just want to read some statistics. And this is important, especially for our region in the southern half of the United States. Did you know that according to the Center for Disease Control, that the South is the epicenter of HIV and AIDS? They call it an epidemic now.
Yes.
Epidemic. And that in our region, you know, these three states around us, these three, Tennessee, Arkansas, and Mississippi, baby, where we rank?
We are number 5.
We are high. Education is very important for people, and I think that's why it's important that we have talk shows like this so people can talk and to help people get access to medical treatment information. And also, if you find out that you are positive for this condition, that you can live a healthy, vibrant life where people love you, get married,
Absolutely.
and then come back and help people that so they can also overcome the situation that you had to overcome earlier through your life story, and your children can help. Because I gave Miracle a whole bunch of nuggets downstairs, and I hope you take them, I hope you process them and know that this is not a hobby, and that this here can really, God says that your gift will bless you, and let God use you.
Absolutely.
Turn that into positive, take all power. So go back to our interview, David.
So, Mildred, with My Sister Keepers, how does My Sister Keeper help fight the disparities here? In Tennessee, we rank 15th for the HIV diagnosis and 20th for HIV prevalence amongst the District of Columbia and all the other 50 states. How does My Sister Keeper help with these disparities with HIV and AIDS?
My Sister Keeper provides a safe haven for women just like me.
Okay.
And women that's affected.
Okay.
I have a woman that's in the group, and it's not necessarily close to people that's affected. I feel like all of us is affected by the disease, and you have people that
help people understand what you say.
So affected. Infected means that you're actually infected with HIV. You are HIV positive. Okay. Affected, such as my daughter Miracle. She's negative, but she's impacted by the disease because her mother lives with this disease each and every day. Okay. So one way or the other, we care for, especially as a community, we're supposed to care for people, despite the fact of what they're living with or what ailment that they may have. I just provide that safe haven for them to come in, process this, kind of lay that burden there, leave it there.
That's good.
We talk about it, we educate, and, we cry together, we laugh, we cha-cha slide, we do whatever it is that we need to do, because sometimes we feel like we're in a world all by ourselves.
Absolutely.
Right. So good food and a lot of laughter and a lot of praying, most definitely. I always say, when you know better, you do better.
Agreed.
So education is important in that group. We need to know what it is, what it do, what it doesn't do, the importance of the medication, why we have to take that medicine, what it does to the body, resistant. We go through the ranks. We start at 6 and we end at 2 in the morning sometimes.
So tell me, the women, are they predominantly African American or all races?
Predominantly African American at the moment, but we're open.
So did you find that there was not an agency addressing the black women in this area right here, and that was a result that you needed to find My Sister Keeper?
Absolutely. We have a few agencies in the community that does multiple support groups, but the level of comfort. Right.
I got you.
Right. They wasn't comfortable with going into the facilities that's known to be places that service people with HIV/AIDS. To them, that was like disclosing, because disclosure is still a real issue within the group of women that I see. So it was a need, and I tried my best to address that need.
Well, good for you.
Mhm.
So, Miracle, how do you help your mother with her organization? How do you participate?
I do a lot. I feel like a
Can you come up a little bit?
I feel like a waitress when they come. I just can't sit down. But I enjoy it because I like to see them laugh. Like they open up about stuff that they don't feel comfortable talking about elsewhere. And I like it. I condone it.
Well, good. Good. So, Mildred,
Yes.
how does a individual who is impacted with HIV and AIDS, what would you recommend them to do as far as the doctor giving them diagnosis? Give me some steps to cope with this, immediate steps to cope with the results of the diagnosis.
I wish I had a how-to guide, but I always stress that once you receive this diagnosis, you do not have time to lay on it.
Okay.
You have to act on it immediately. Time is of essence when we're dealing with this disease, because first question that most people ask when they're diagnosed is, how long have I had it? I have no way. Nobody has no way of telling you that. But we do know that HIV, it can be deadly when it's untreated.
Yeah.
We don't know what it's doing. Now, I can tell you what it's doing. It's attacking the main organs that your body needs to function.
Yeah.
So the quicker you access quick care, the longer you can live.
Okay.
Right. So I say that, like connect, care, absolutely, quickly. I tell people you don't have time to be depressed.
Yeah.
You just don't have that. You don't have the luxury of being depressed. You have to act on it, just like we acted on the things that probably led us up to becoming positive. I've always said I didn't bear any shame when I was in the world doing what I did. You know, when I was hooking up and linking up and meeting folks. This is for my husband, because he been Papa a long time ago. I ain't trying to go on the divorce court. So it's been a long time to hook that one. But I didn't bear shame then. So here it is now. I'm an HIV positive woman. I bear no shame when I walk into the HIV clinic to receive my HIV treatment that'll keep me here to take care of my HIV negative children.
You know, I really, something jumped out at me, because I remember my brother, my sister was diagnosed in let me get it right, because he gonna jump on me. It was in the 90s. I think it was 89. And after being diagnosed, I think she lived, my sister was transgender 1 year, and was the 75th person in Shelby County, and they didn't even know what was wrong. We didn't know what was wrong. We didn't know. We had no knowledge about it. And then it was supposed to be the gay disease. So people immediately think that it's the gay disease and it only affects men, and then it kind of spread out everywhere, and it doesn't discriminate. Socioeconomic doesn't make a difference of who it is. If you just run the risk. So for a black woman, because our numbers are high.
Yes.
In the black women in the United States, especially in the South, y'all need to listen or call somebody that's out that need to be listening to this. It's very high. For the black woman to be able to come together and understand, is there a need to take this into schools and colleges and talk to these young women, like before preventive type information?
Absolutely. There's been a need for a long time.
Why do you think people run from this? It's still running in 2015.
I haven't quite figured it out yet. I don't understand why sexual education or talking about HIV/AIDS is so taboo. When you walk into the schools and you see these children pregnant, they've kind of already surpassed the education point, but I think that's all a part of us being in the Bible Belt.
Yes.
In the South, I don't think people really realize the situation we're in.
Well, we are in a dire situation, and the challenges we face here in Memphis, we have the poverty here.
Absolutely.
We have the lack of access to providers, and we have the homophobia, the stigmas. We have the poor healthcare infrastructure. We have a lot of issues and barriers, but we are some of the main issues in getting this under control, but they're making improvements. They have a new drug called the PrEP,
Yes.
made by Gilead. It's the Truvada pill, which they give individuals who like to have high risk sex, quote unquote. So I don't know. I'm not a representative, so I don't know everything about it. But
we got one in here.
But the numbers are high in the 90% projectile, preventing transmission from a person who is positive to the person who's negative.
It's almost 100%.
Yes, almost. And so we have things out here, but we need to make these things accessible and easier for people to get and access. So, in your profession, how can a person access these medicines? Get signed up to get better health care? How can they get access?
Well, let me jump in before you go.
Sure.
You know, these states, Tennessee, Arkansas, Mississippi, you know they opted out a lot of that Obamacare.
Yeah.
Arkansas guy.
Arkansas got it. They wanted to opt out. And what the world?
With the what?
The poorest area in the country, and you want to opt out of help?
Exactly.
HEP? HELP? Jesus, go ahead.
It's the good thing is today we have people put in place to help facilitate that linkage to care from time of diagnosis to actually getting you to the first appointment. That's one of my roles in my profession. I meet with, well, this is what the guidelines said. I meet with newly diagnosed, people that's released from incarceration, pregnant women, and people lost the care of follow-up for 6 months or more. But let me be the first to say this, and I probably shouldn't say it publicly, but I've been rules. Whoever walked through that door and need help, I help.
Absolutely.
We figure out what category or what program they go into later. You came for help, and that's what I'm a helpmate. That's what I do. So once, and I mean, it's a beautiful thing to have the EIS workers and
what's EIS?
Early Intervention Services.
Okay.
Early Intervention Services. We have things put in place to help people. Nobody should die from HIV no more.
That's good.
No one should not have access to medical care. No one should not have access to medication. We have the Ryan White program that help us bridge the gap between a lot of things, but it's people to help walk you through this. This is a whole new world and it can be confusing, you know, whereas you're not just going to the doctor for your blood pressure no more. That was easy to access, but when you don't know about these facilities, and then when you find out about the facilities and you know that there's a place that everybody goes to that has the quote package, I'm not going there.
Yeah.
So I try to break down those barriers. I go with you. You know, we walking the thing together. It's too, I'm not gonna wear no trench coat in some 99-degree weather. I'm not gonna sweat my tracks out foolish. We finna go on in here and do what we got to do.
Yeah.
So that's like one of the drawbacks and what makes somebody opt out of treatment because they don't want to be nobody to know that they're diagnosed. But what would help people, I think, with that is that when we make this, like we talked about downstairs, you take all the power back, and people put a face with whatever it is, you know, that you're dealing with. And I know it works because I do it all the time. When you take the power back, and I just commend you. So where will someone start trying to get these services?
They can start with the EIS worker, whether they be at Friends for Life.
Okay.
Friends for Life has EIS, Adult Special Care, also has EIS services.
That's at the Med.
At the Medplex.
Okay.
At the 880 Madison. Yeah. But it's just as simple as picking up the phone. Even if you want to start with me, pick up the phone and call me. 901-333-8248 is my direct line at work. I'm at that desk a little too much sometimes. The chair fits me perfectly, but I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. I love helping. I love being that person to somebody else that I needed for myself.
Well, you know, I saw you Monday before last, and we passed each other. You were running, I think, out of class, and I was trying to get to mine because I was teaching. And we were at the Trans Lives Matter conference. For Ryan White, and they had a big thing for women that was HIV positive. So, what were your role? What did you do? Because I didn't get a chance to talk to you. We just hugged and passed.
We did.
So, what were you doing?
I call myself sitting down hushing, and I don't know how to do that. My goal now is to build other people.
Okay.
Because I've been out here for a long time. I've been the face of AIDS for many years. And it's more than me. It's more than me. So my host was to support some of my fellow sisters, encourage them, and we had this forum where it was just all women, and we were talking about the barriers of being black women living with HIV, because that's what the majority of the population look like in that room.